Rob, this is the moment of truth. We're back down at field level here. A beautiful sight behind us. All the corps out here in retreat. The announcement of the scores. And 12th place finisher with an 81.65. Spirit of Atlanta. A bit of a surprise. We had a switch. Cavaliers came in here 12th, and they caught Atlanta.
Yes, it is a bit of a surprise, but I mean, everything will be a surprise for me, probably. But this has been a ball being here and doing this.
It is very, very competitive here, of course, in this top 12 level. And a tenth of a point, one error can make the difference between a placing. And when they average them out, we get down to 0.05 of a point. And championships have been won and lost on a tenth of a point. It's happened very recently.
I believe it.
Coming up now, our 11th place score, which we're getting in both French and English, as we are here in Montreal. .81.95, 11th place, Cavaliers from Rosemont, Illinois, one of two all-male corps here in competition tonight. Cavaliers had that very, very active color guard, do you remember?
Right, yes. A few of their supporters are showing their displeasure, but you know, they've gone up one position, right, overnight.
Right. Very strong showing for the Cavaliers. So that leaves us 10 more to decide here as we get down to the moment of truth, and the pressure and the intensity and the excitement will build here. And the Skyriders took 10th with an 83.1. 83.1. Skyriders again with an acrobatic rifle line, and remember a strong soprano sound they had.
Right, and a good band. You know, this down either the bottom five or the top five, the music is you know, it's a cut of the cards.
There you go. Skyriders from Hutchinson, Kansas. We have all corners represented here tonight. Corps come from across the U.S. and Canada to compete here. Nearly 100 corps. And out of that gang, the Freelancers placed 9th with an 85.8. The 12 corps here tonight are the cream of the crop. 50 competed in the open class preliminaries to qualify for these championships. Another 50 competed in Class A and all-girl. The all-girl title won by the hometown corps, the Chatelaines de Laval.
Where we were staying in Laval.
Right. And the Class A title won by the Dutch boys from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. So a strong 9th place showing for the Freelancers from the capital area of Sacramento, California. We are now set for the announcement of the 8th place score.
The pressure is building.
Indeed. First, the French version of the score, which neither Rob nor I understand. The scoreboard shows it here, 86.15. The Bridgeman jumped the spot. Reliable Rondo hit that one on the nose, if you remember, in the pre-show predictions.
Oh, you did? Well,
right.
way to go. Well, they jumped up one spot.
That's one of your favorites tonight.
Yes, and I didn't know how far they jumped, but I hope they're happy with at least one. I mean, they're getting better, and
well, you like that horn style.
Well, I like kind of the New York, and they played a lot of jazz, and I thought they did great, but I hope they're happy with that. I mean, they went up one, so good.
Big jump for Bayonne. Now we get to the 7th place score. Of course, the scores keep building as we get closer to the top. It doesn't leave much room for spreads in terms of numbers. Crossman, 88.05. Well, that reflects a little bit of a switch from the preliminary competition as well. The Crossmen have slipped and apparently have been caught by the 27th Lancers. Crossman finishing 7th, 88.05. They featured a contemporary jazz book tonight, too, very largely.
Yeah. Well, you know, now it's starting to get hot now. I mean, it's cold here, but the top five will be
this crowd really
a lot more yelling.
The crowd really quiets right down when the scores are about to be announced.
Oh, sure.
27th Lancers jumped a spot to finish in 6th. 88.65 for 2-7. They've got to be pretty happy with that.
Oh, certainly. Well, they did a terrific job. They improved from yesterday to today for me.
It's a very common phenomenon for these corps to find an extra gear and to really give it that extra bit of oomph. For most, nearly all, it's their last show of the season. For many of the older kids that are hitting the 21 mark, it's the last show of their drum corps careers.
Right.
And it's the biggest show of the year, and they want to give it everything they have.
Oh, they certainly did, all of them. I hate to see somebody lose, but
We're ready for the 5th place score now. His top 5 was very closely clustered. Everybody was 90 or above in the preliminaries, and it has held, but a flip-flop again. The Madison Scouts with a 90.75, and they dropped a spot from the prelims, and this crowd is reacting.
right. Well, you know, that's what the competition's all about. Somebody has to go down and somebody has to go up, you know.
Boy, oh boy, there have been a few surprises tonight, more than I can remember in any recent DCI championship. While these crowds love the activity as a whole and turn on for every crowd, they all have their favorites, just like a lot of people like Rob McConnell and his Big Boss Brass is their personal favorite.
Oh, 3 or 4.
Different strokes for different folks, and the Madison fans are a little bit unhappy with that switcheroo, but it's going to make this next 4 all the more interesting. Madison broke the 90 barrier, so we'll see what happens from here with our 4th place corps. Wow! Phantom Regiment, 92.15, 4th place.
Now, is that an improvement for them, or?
They dropped a spot.
A spot, yeah.
And the crowd is reacting, because what this means is the Garfield Cadets have staged a dramatic surge here tonight. Garfield was sitting 5th in the prelims, and they have now unseated 2 of the corps that were ahead of them. Wowee, 92.15 for Phantom Regiment in 4th.
Well, that's a surprise to me, Steve. I thought they'd be higher than that, but we're not the adjudicators.
It's difficult to call. There are so many components that are judged
Well,
and evaluated in the course of the show.
You have to have an extra hour show to explain the adjudicating, because it's really very complicated.
Boy, it is electric in this stadium right now. Shockwaves with some of the scores. 3rd place now. The scores keep climbing up toward that perfect 100 mark. Very, very close. Garfield, number 3 with a 92.25. Definitely the surprise of the night.
Well, they did terrific. They should be happy with that, shouldn't they, Steve?
They must be ecstatic with that, Rob.
Oh, great.
That's the best finish I can remember out of Garfield in all the years of the DCI competitions.
Oh, well, they'll be happy.
Phenomenal finish for Garfield.
Here's the big one.
Moment of truth coming up now. Reliable Rondo early in the going called for a Blue Devil win in the pre-show predictions. When we saw the completion of both Santa Clara and the Devils, Rob McConnell and I were both wondering, and you think Santa Clara may have pulled it out, do you not?
Well, I kind of thought so emotionally just in the last minute or so. I thought they won it in the last minute, because it was such a spectacular finish. I couldn't believe it. But you know, as I've said 400 times so far, I like them all. So I mean, second ain't bad, you know.
It was an inspired performance on behalf of both corps, and Santa Clara has me wondering, but I'm going to hang with my prediction as we hear the 2nd place score now. Boy, this place is virtually silent. You're going to see a corps explode out here, whoever's name is not called for this 2nd place slot. Santa Clara Vanguard, 2nd place, 93.55.
You were right. Ronaldo's right again.
What a score, though. 93.55, and this place is electric. The Blue Devils out on the field, jumping up and down as they take yet another Drum Corps International Championship.
Tio must have done it for them.
Could have been. We don't know what they scored yet. Santa Clara 93.55. Let's try to remember that and see what kind of a spread there was at the top. every year but one, and that was in 1975 when the Madison Scouts won. A California corps has taken the DCI title.
Well, and the Blue Devils are winners how many times? 4 or 5? Or...
You tend to lose count. They take so many trophies back to the West that I think they've been declared a hazard around the San Andreas Fault, weighing it down with trophies.
Oh, that's great. Well, they obviously deserved it.
Well, here we go. We're going to see what kind of a spread it was. Santa Clara had a 93.55. What did the Blue Devils win it with? Could they have set a new DCI scoring record in the championships? We'll see in a moment. Here we go. Holy cow. 95.25. What a score.
Oh, they went up.
Hands down a new
1.8 or something over yesterday.
A new record winning score. Wow.
Well, congratulations.
That is only 4 7/75 points away from perfection being 100.
Well, and these are tough marks, as you explained to me, Steve. I mean, these are marked tough. I mean, average is what, 50?
50 is the median line, of course.
That's right.
What a night.
Well, I'm really pleased for them.
We cannot underscore enough that every corps that has made the finals here tonight that competed have reached an incredible level of excellence. And we talk about the proverbial feeling of everybody being winners, but everybody that was out here tonight certainly has some very impressive credentials. Well, we just saw it unfold here. What a night, a record high score for the Blue Devils. We've never seen a score that high in the history of the DCI championships. Santa Clara a spirited second in an effort to defend their title, and a lot of surprises and flip-flops in between, and in a night that was just filled with electricity here at Olympic Stadium. Rob McConnell, this was your first exposure to drum corps.
It certainly won't be my last.
It was a pleasure watching the show and working with you up there, because I really enjoyed your sincere, wide-eyed enjoyment and amazement at what you saw.
I'm a real debutante. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I hope that came across. Steve, thank you for all your help. Without you, I would have been even dumber than I was. So
you certainly must be happy that the corps that won everything tonight played one of your charts.
All right. You know, I mean, that's a double treat for me. The Blue Devils played a song of mine and another song of a good friend of mine. So I'm as pleased for myself as for them. You know, it's great and a big win.
Just a phenomenal night here at Olympic Stadium. And we thank you for being a part of it and hope you enjoyed it nearly as much as we did. We'll see you next year as DCI moves on to Miami, Florida. Quite a change from the chilly temperatures of Montreal tonight.
I hope I can come.
It'll be a little bit warmer, I guarantee it. On behalf of everybody associated with tonight's show, I'm Steve Rondinero. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this broadcast of the 1982 Drum Corps International Championships from Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.